Shout out to USARK and all USARK members. If you don't know what USARK is, don't be ashamed. Just go ahead and click the third link in the description below. See what USARK is all about, okay? You never know when legislations are going to hit your backyard, so that's why it's very important to consider becoming a USARK member today. These numbers really do matter, and they look at it for consideration when it comes to battling legislation. So first and foremost, thank you, Phil Goss. Thank you to anybody out there who partners up and volunteers with USARK organization. Thank you for anyone out there who's a USARK member. And if you can't become a USARK member today, please talk about it on your platforms. Let your neighbors know, let all your pet stores know what USARK is here for, and it's here to fight for our animal rights. Thank you to every USARK member and USARK supporter out there. Choo!
T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right. Hey, everybody. What's up? This is Krista with the Girls Who Love Reptiles podcast on the one and only Trap Talk Reptile Network. If you are new here, definitely go down below, hit the subscribe button, the little notification bell, so you get notified of all of the upcoming shows that we're now 7 days a week, covering vast majority of species, chondros, ball pythons, new breeders, monitors, really everything. And of course, I said hit the subscribe, notification bell, leave a comment on what you enjoy from the show tonight. If you also haven't joined already, the Trap Talk Patreon is also something I highly recommend. It puts you in contact with breeders from all species to learn from and network. I think it's super important in this game to network with as many people as you can. So the link to that is below. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me. And here I am to say hello to you guys. I'll say hi to some of you guys in the comments, and then I'll bring Miss Deedee on, and we'll kind of get started. Super excited. If you haven't already, go ahead and follow her on skyviewlove on Instagram. We're going to talk about all her arboreal species tonight that she cares for, and I'm really excited to learn more about that. You can probably tell I'm not in my normal room with my setup. I'm currently in Florida interviewing for a job, so a lot going on in my life the past few weeks. Not so much reptile related, but you probably saw on my Instagram, I passed my preliminary PhD exam, so that was huge. I've been studying for tremendously the past few weeks, so hopefully I'll be able to defend PhD in August and start a job after that. So thank you all for the support. I know a lot of you guys reached out, and that really means a lot to me. So say hi to some of you guys in the chat. We got Mike very first. Shane, yep. Got your popcorn and drink, I'm sure you do. Exotic A1 Pets, thanks for tapping in. We got Amanda from PJ's Creations. Hey guys. H&H and Husbandry. Hope you guys are doing okay with the cold. I know it's super cold. There was about almost 80 today. I won't rub it in too much. I went to the beach, so can't complain. Oh yeah, Mike again. We got Musical Pythons. Hey, Reese, House of Reps. Awesome. They have a great Geckoverse show on Gecko, so check them out. Yeah, lots of arboreal talk. Yeah, people love the arboreals. Yeah, so with that, I'm going to bring Miss Deedee on, and we will get started. All right. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. How's your weekend been going?
It's been going good so far. Pretty good.
Anything fun?
Nothing really fun. No.
Just boring. Some of those weekends are okay.
Yeah, just like I said, I have a new puppy, so she takes up a lot of my time. It's like having like a toddler. So
yeah, taking them out every hour. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. I don't envy you. They are cute, but they are so much work. So
They
how
are
old is
so
she?
much fun. She is 3 months old. So, yeah.
Okay. Boston Terrier, yeah, they're super, super cute. So
Yeah.
I've kind of become more of a cat person myself as of
Have
recently.
you?
I've always been more dogs, but I got this orange cat that has the best personality, and then I got him like a little white cat
Really?
friends, and I just love those things. They're just
Yeah.
they just have the best personalities. So I'm kind of like,
Aw.
I don't know if I'll do more dogs or just a lot of work.
Yeah.
So,
They are a lot of work.
and you're in Florida too, aren't you? Where at?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm on the East Coast, like the Space Coast.
Okay, so by
Probably,
what's
I'm about 45 minutes south of Daytona.
okay, so a little bit north. A lot of my family lives in West Palm and Stewart on that side.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
that's
Yeah.
where I mainly am used to. And then this job's in near Naples, so that's where I'm at for the
Oh,
weekend.
okay. Nice.
So
Yeah.
so
I love it. I love it here.
It's the first time I've been to Naples, and I've enjoyed it. It's not too crazy busy traffic. It's a little bit less than what I'm kind of used to on the east
Right.
side. The job's a little bit, what is it, an hour east of here. So we'll see how that drive is tomorrow, and I'll check out
Okay.
that area. So yeah,
Nice.
so it's pretty
Nice.
cool. Yeah. So first, quite happy we talked about backstage a little bit, but what kind of got you into keeping reptiles in general, and then what got you into the arboreal species?
Okay. I have always, since I was young, have always wanted, like, was drawn to the unloved, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, possums. I raised some possums. I've just always gravitated toward animals that people just wouldn't. I love them. I feel like I must be their voice. But anyway, I met this guy, and we were talking, and one of the first questions we decided to ask each other, tell me something I don't know nothing about you. Just give me something, that would be. And he told me that he used to hunt for snakes. And I was like, oh, I would love to do that. So then it became an every weekend thing. And really probably because of him is why I have them, started getting them. He just would go out. We'd go herping all the time. That was like my favorite thing to do, is go herp in Florida. Mm-hmm. There's just so many cool places, and it's so beautiful. So yeah, I started out with a hognose snake. I still have him. His name is Cosmo.
They're super
and cute. I know, they're adorable. Then I got a ball python. I have currently 4 ball pythons. And then I was going into my local pet shop, this little pet shop in Daytona, and I was going in there for feeders, and I saw that they had a green tree python, and I just couldn't stop staring at it. I was just like, oh my God, I love this thing. I was just standing over there.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, they are gorgeous. And so I came home, ended up calling back up there and telling them I wanted it. Do not sell it. I want it. I'll be back up there. They held it for me. So but I was on like this crash course of learning about them. What did I need to house them in and all this stuff. So I did that, got him. And the love affair started there for arboreal snakes. I just love them. Yeah.
But that first one, was he captive bred, or was he that first one that you got? Was he captive bred or import?
No, he was import for sure. Import. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I knew that it was going to cost vet. I'm just gonna of course they told me it was like captive bred, but they couldn't give me any more details. So first thing I did, I took him to the vet, got stuff for worming and all that stuff. So he checked out okay. Yeah. And then I ended up getting another one, True. She's a Biak, and I got her from a place in Orlando. and I believe she was an import too. I'm sure. I'm pretty sure she was an import too.
Mhm.
Then I got, I have 2 Amazon tree boas. I had those before I got the chondros.
Okay.
Then my only captive bred snake I have is Solstice, and she's a sarong locality. And I got her from my mentor, Travis, with Mongrel Reptiles.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah.
Very cool. How did you get connected with Travis?
I just found him on Instagram. I just, was like, okay, I need to talk. I need help. I need to know more. And the internet was not providing that at all. I was just getting just vague stuff. So I just messaged him one day and I said, hey, hi, I'm Deedee. I just got in. I just started talking to him. And after, I don't know, we had been talking a little bit. I said, hey, by the way, you're my mentor. You don't know it yet, but you are. I'm assigning you as my mentor. He's like, okay. But he's great. Yeah, he's been great. Everybody I've reached out to has been fantastic. Everyone is just so willing to help. And yeah, I have not had a bad experience at all. So.
Okay. That's awesome to hear that. I know some sectors of the hobby can be a little more hard to get in.
Right.
And from
I haven't experienced that.
Into that. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. And even from a woman's perspective, you haven't ran into anybody giving you any sort of flack for that, for getting into chondros or anything?
Not at all. Not at all. I mean, not yet. I mean, everybody I talk to, it's not I don't think it's even a factor in the thing. The main purpose is the animals, so they don't.
Mm-hmm.
I've never gotten anything that I thought was sideways. No. Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, for the most part, I haven't either. At some shows, I've kind of noticed it a little bit, but I think putting yourself out there and people get to know you and they're like, okay, she's into it, and that's like how I don't really run into it as much now. But with the chondros, there's not a lot of women in that species. I know. Do you have thinking why that is, or?
I don't know why that is. I really don't, unless they have gotten like a bad rap, that they're mean or they're whatever, and they're so not. They are not. So I don't know. I tell you what, my Amazon tree boa, he has bitten me more times than I've ever, no. I love green tree pythons. They are just so chill. And I mean, Beox, of course, even my imports, I mean, they have not ever, they're just really sweethearts. I love them all. Yeah.
Interesting. I'll bring up the pictures a little bit later, but yeah, it's interesting that you had more aggressive issues with the Amazon.
Oh yeah. Amazons are notorious. I mean, Actually, my Amazon tree boa, the first one I got, his name is Nemesis, and I thought I'm gonna essablish trust with this guy. So every day I would take him out, and every day he would bite me, and this went on for like a month. I had bites every day from this guy. Wow. And then finally one day he was like, okay, cool. She's cool. We're cool. No more biting. He doesn't bite anymore. But I have a female over here. She's kind of grumpy. So I don't get her out as much.
Did you get them when they were adults or as babies, or?
They were adults. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They're probably imports as well, or?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you had with the emeralds any issues with them? I know that sometimes they have, I don't know the name of it, but a virus or something that allows them not to keep down their meals at all. Do you know anything about?
Oh, with my I forget. I have one emerald tree boa too. The baby. I call him a baby. He's probably a year and a half old. No problems with him at all. Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
When I got my really good friend, I call her my sister Noelle. She had gotten 2 of them, and then she decided to sell me one of them. So as soon as he came in, I fed him a big meal. I was told, don't feed him small meals, feed them, because if they're going to have an issue, we're going to see, right off. And he hasn't. He's been perfectly fine. Yeah.
Okay. So they recommend bigger meals then.
Yeah. Chris from Snake Spirit, I think that's his, I'm messing up his IG name. Chris Rice, he breeds emerald tree boas. And I would reach out. I reached out to him a lot about it, and he was real helpful. And he was just saying, you don't want to go teeny tiny meals, give him a good size meal, because what happens is that people will give them a tiny meal, and then when they get older and their meals start going up, then that's when the regurg problems would happen. So, I mean, it's not to say it won't happen, but so far he's done well. Yeah.
Okay. Are there any other issues with those guys that people have talked about? I know prolapses is kind of a thing I've heard with the chondro side more, but I don't know if you know anything about that either. Other health issues
with the emeralds? I haven't. Or no. Chondros? Yeah, I've never experienced that. I mean, I know I just feed them appropriate size meals, and hopefully, they all get fed every 2 weeks. Right on the dot every 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I've never experienced that. I mean, I've been pretty lucky. I mean, they're all seem pretty healthy. So,
yeah. So it sounds like even between the imports and the two captive breds, you haven't had any sort of issues or anything you've noticed different wise between
the two? No. Not really. I mean, I will say that the captive bred, of course, getting the imports in, as they were good size. They weren't babies. I got Solstice, the one I got from Travis. I got that one. He was just a year old. So he's definitely a lot more calmer. You know what I mean? He was. Yeah. Then when I first brought home the imports, and they would, they were a little spastic, but that could be because they were Biaks. I don't know. It could be, but they've calmed down a whole lot. Yeah.
Just with time and getting used to you and all that, or is there anything you did in particular that you think made them calm down to you, or just
I constantly would, I'm in every day. I work from home, so I'm around them all the time. So, I would take them out on the perch, get them used to me and stuff like that. Just building trust with them. Honestly, just to show them that I'm not going to eat them. I'm not going to harm them, So, I'm real big about getting them out, and, I give them house tours. I'll take them out on the perch, like, okay, let's go look in the kitchen, like I'm always taking them out on tours.
Yeah, that's funny. You take them out on the perch, you just let them choose what they want to do. And I've kind of learned that there's some podcasts that I find very interesting, is letting the animal, I mean, it sounds simple, right? But it's hard for us to do because we just want to get in there. And I know people, of course, don't handle them as much. But it's interesting to hear about different species and letting them dictate their own movements. They want to come to you, let them choose the ball in their court. I find it really fascinating from a behavior standpoint.
Right. Yeah, I just treat them all. I just take them all out, and just, they know I'm not gonna, of course, they all want to go to the bathroom at night, when the lights go out. Well, I can't let that sit in there, So I have gone into all of their enclosures at night. I'll just turn on a light or whatever, and they're just like looking at me like, "Hey, what are you doing in here?" But they don't ever bite me or anything. They know I'm taking care of it, and I think they know. So, yeah.
Yeah. They definitely know who their people are, for sure.
Yeah, I would think so.
I will be getting a condor. I've just noticed from the ball python standpoint that they know who their owner, who takes care of them. Even if you have multiple people in the house, they will react differently to different people.
Oh,
So I find it really fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And they all, to me, have different personalities. They have, just different. Yeah, I just find them fascinating. Yeah.
What are some of the different personalities you've kind of seen between them, if you can characterize that? Just curious.
Like Malachi, he is a wild guy. He's just like all over the place. Since before lights go out, he's ready to start moving around and doing his thing. True, she is kind of like diva-ish, like she's kind of grumpy, and if you mess, she'll just like look at you like whatever. Nova, she is like the sweetest snake ever. She is.
I see her back there too. I see her perching. Yeah.
Yeah, she is just a really gentle soul. I mean, she's just a sweet snake. All of them, except this Amazon tree boa over here to my left. She's pretty grumpy. So, yeah.
It's funny. Yeah, it's interesting how not even only between species, but within the species too. So how do you keep the various species? I know there's a lot of differences in how do you keep them, and why was your decision on keeping them that way versus like a rack or something like that?
Okay. Yeah, I don't like rack systems. I just don't like it, leaving an animal in a dark, rack. That bothers me. That just wasn't the way I was going to go. I want nice enclosures. I want them, to have room and things like that. So, you mean like what temperature do I keep them at and stuff?
Yeah, temperatures, humidity, blight schedule, like that type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I have 12 on, 12 off on lights. They automatically, on like hers though. I have on. I turned it on just so you could kind of see out there. But yeah, 12 on, 12 off. And then I keep the chondros at 82 during the day. And then at night, I have a night drop and it goes to like 78. And then with the emerald, he is at a higher heat. Like he's in a small little, like smaller enclosure. So I keep his heat at 83 and it makes it just perfect in there for him. And then his humidity, and again, Chris Wright, he is awesome. He is Chris. He was Snake Spirit. He's in the chat. Is he? Hey, Chris.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah, he's helped me out tremendously. I keep Nebula's humidity during the day around 78. And then at night, it goes to like 85. Okay. And being here in Florida, it's not tough to do. I found it. Except when it's been a little cold, I have a humidifier that I'll run in front of his enclosure. And it'll kind of get the humidity up in there some. So, yeah.
Okay. Very cool. I don't know if you saw this. I pulled up Travis. He did a super chat.
Travis, he's my mentor. Yes.
Travis funny.
Is awesome.
For my mentor on the ball python size, I think I adopted as Brandon Nixon. I just told him, I was like, yeah, you're my mentor now. He's like, okay, cool.
I know Trav was like going, what the heck? Okay, I'll be your mentor, I guess.
You're mine now.
But
no,
yeah, huh?
I said, I think that, you have to have mentors in in this game. You can't do it
Yes.
by yourself.
Oh
And
yeah,
as long as you
for sure.
pick somebody pretty reliable and I think has had success, I think is the most important aspect of it. I kind of had like a big circle early on of people, and then I've
Uh-huh.
kind of narrowed it to people I know well and
Right.
talk to on a daily basis and have good experience with the animals they keep and are relatively successful. So
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
super, super important.
Yeah. Yeah, and what's crazy is like all of these people that I, talk to, I consider them my family. It's
Yeah.
crazy how I mean, like they are my family. I mean, they literally are my family. Defend them, always. And I think that is just so cool about this community is that, you just develop these relationships with people and it's like they're your family. So, yeah, I consider them all family. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran into that as well. I wasn't expecting it. It's not like I didn't want it, obviously. I just wasn't expecting it to be this huge lifestyle thing where I'm talking to these people on a daily basis. Like
Yeah.
in Florida, I'll hang out with them. Like for Christmas, I was here too with my family on the East Coast, and I met up with some people from the B Unit, about Python group. My family was like, who are these people? Like, I didn't know that. I'm like, oh, the reptiles
Right.
people. And they're like, okay, be safe. I guess like it was kind of just like, oh wow, Krista has friends here that she'll go and
Yeah.
I've always been a
Yeah.
person and didn't have a whole lot of friends really growing up in high
Right.
school and stuff. So they're kind of like, whoa, but yeah, you talk to these people every day and they're your family that you would do anything for.
That's exactly right. I tell you what, Daytona, I got to meet a lot of people that I talked to, and it was fantastic. I was like, oh, that's the best weekend of my life in a long time, because I don't go out, I don't do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm kind of like a homebody, so it was great. It was great meeting everybody and stuff. So, gonna go to hopefully Dallas.
Okay.
Dallas is the reptile show then. And meet Travis, because I've never met Travis. So I can't wait to meet him. So yeah.
Okay. That'll be awesome. And I went to Daytona as well just this past August and met the same group of friends there. And it was so cool just being able to see them in person. And like I was like geeking out. We're the same people you talk to every day, Krista. I'm like, I know, but it's not the same when you can like give them a hug and see them. It's like crazy.
Yes. Pretty cool. Yeah, it was super cool.
And Daytona was awesome. That was the first time I had gone there. I just liked the variety of species. Was there anything you kind of noticed when you were there or anything like that? Or
you mean that not, I mean, yeah, I mean, it was, I think I was there mostly for the social. I wasn't really going to, I was kind of just going to see people and meet people and stuff. And, but I did end up buying a snake, which is, I was like going, oh man. And Chris, I had talked to him about it, and he was like going, well, and he gave me really good advice. He said, he goes, well, if you are good with losing what you spend, if you have that money, if you're okay with it, something happens to the animal, he goes, then get it. Because these Arus were good looking. So I had to get one. So yeah, I came home with a
which one was
Aru.
What was the name of that one?
That one is Dreamscape.
Dreamscape. Okay, I'll bring on some of them in a little bit.
Yeah.
That I can get. Yeah, I don't think you've talked about that one yet, but okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's gorgeous and he's done really well. So yeah.
That's awesome, then. Cool. He's on food and everything, and
yeah. And another thing, I knew who the snake had belonged to before. So I was more apt to, I knew to get it because I knew what kind of care it had before. So.
Yeah, I think that's important too. What other rules of advice do you have for people who are getting a species, whether it be an import or captive bred? What are your kind of tips and recommendations how people should go about that if they're looking into either one or the other?
Well, if they're going with imports, they need to definitely do a quarantine. Keep them far away from, the rest of the collection. Vet, definitely a vet, especially with an import. You want to go to the vet, get it checked out and all that good stuff. Quarantine is really, and you get a nido test the animal. I don't really have any tips. I guess talk to the breeder, get it from a breeder. Most of them are willing to, to answer all your questions because that's part of the game, part of the thing when you're a breeder. And just research and make sure this is a species that you want to keep. I can guarantee you that once they have one, they are so addicting. You just want more, I love them. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what you told me too when I showed you the picture of the one I'll be getting. You're like, oh, you'll be getting more. And I was like,
yes.
Yeah, probably so. But I really need to be slow about it.
Yes.
Ramped up with the ball pythons relatively quick. I don't know.
Did you?
I got probably 50 now, maybe 45, 50.
Do you really? Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot, Krista.
But some of my friends, they have like hundreds of them. I'm pretty much done buying, so I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's a lot compared to chondros, I agree. But
that is a lot. Oh my goodness.
You have 4 ball pythons. Which morphs do you have?
I don't even. I do have a blue-eyed Lucy female. I have a male that is. I really don't know the morphs. He's yellow, and I don't know. I have one back here too. I don't know the morphs. I really don't. And then I have a normal. He's an old man. It's a normal down here. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's hanging out down there. Cool. That's all right.
Yeah.
I know you're more of a arboreal.
I am. I love them all. Don't get me wrong. I'm just really passionate about
certain types. Yeah, we got Kaylor, Reptiles and Aquatics. Yeah, I got a wild caught Amazon Trubo several months ago. She bit me through the bag unboxing. Great eater. I'm to watch it right now.
Yes, I even posted a video of Yoshi striking at me on IG. Like she's just grumpy, like just a grumpy girl, no matter what. So
maybe over some time, or maybe she'll just be grumpy. You just have to kind of.
I think she'll just be grumpy always, honestly. I had to take her out one time because she had a bad shed. I was like, oh my God, this is not going to be good. And I got her out. And of course, she was trying to strike at me. I don't think she got me because I got her in the tub quick enough to, soak her. But when I got her out, I just kind of pointed her toward her enclosure. And so she went in there. So we didn't have much of a problem. Yeah.
Okay. So you just got her out and soaked her a little bit, and that's what helps with the
and then I ran her through I always I've done it to the contras too. I mean, sometimes Malachi will have a bad shed. He just does. It just, who knows? He just does sometimes. Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's not. So what I do, I soaked her the Amazon Trubo, but Malachi, he gets most of it off. So what I'll do is I'll get a damp towel, and I'll just take him out and let him run through it, and it comes right off. So
okay, cool. Have you had any other? It doesn't sound like you really had much issue with them at all, just apart from the shedding. I just didn't know if anything had come up that you had to kind of work through, any sort of things you've learned along the way from other people.
Yeah, I learn everything. Everything that I do, I learn from everybody. Like like I said, you can ask Travis. I've messaged him 1,000 times. Noelle, I've met her and I talk every single day. And so we kind of run it through each other, like, hey, is this normal? I'm constantly going, oh my God, Nova hasn't went to the bathroom in 6 weeks or something. Should I feed her or should I not? Things like that. So we just kind of work through that.
Yeah. I think she sounds like she'd be a good one to have on a panel too later on in the future.
Yes.
I think she'd be game for it.
She's
Yeah.
amazing. She's amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind because that would be a good idea just to get some other thoughts because it seems like everybody does things differently with the different species, just trying to gauge and bounce ideas off of each other as well.
Yeah.
What would she recommend with the one that wasn't pooping for several weeks?
I forget. I mean, I always have something, like not issues with the snakes or something, but I don't remember. It was like, don't feed her, just wait. I mean, if you look at her, she's pretty hefty. So she could,
I can tell from here.
Yeah, she's a pretty big girl. Yeah. So usually I'll wait and she usually goes. She just takes longer than the rest of them. The rest of my chondros, they go like 3 days after eating. It's like clockwork. It's like boom, 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 all through, even Dreamscape, he does the same. So I always know 3 days later, I'm going to have to go in there and, change it out and clean it up. But it's all good. And they usually do it at night, which I'm like, really, guys, at night? Really? That's great.
Mine always do it after a tub change, and it's really annoying. Where they're like,
that's irritating.
And then I do a full clean, and then I'll go back in there, and there's like a brand new poop. And I'm like, you guys literally just went when you shed. Like, why you got to go again?
Yeah.
I know.
It's like they do that. It's like they know that you cleaned it all up, and they're like, hey,
Got to put my scent in here now. Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Sure. Yeah. Do you have a favorite locality, or it sounds like all of yours are more locality, correct? There's no like quote unquote designers in there, or
no designers. I don't have any designers. Dreamscape is the one I got in August from the show, and he's an art, and he's just absolutely gorgeous. I just didn't. No, but like Beox, they're my favorite. They are definitely my favorite of the localities, just because they come. You can get anything. I mean, all three of mine, they all look different. All three are different looking snakes, so it's just cool all the different variety you can get with them.
I've heard that from a breeding standpoint, it's good to have Beox as well, just to like cross things into. Yeah. So
for sure.
Yep. Yeah. I think the one I'm getting.
I'm not opposed to a designer at all. I'm sure one day I will get one, or maybe I could make my own. But
true.
I don't know. I still don't. I'm still like up in the air about the breeding thing. So
talk a little bit more about that on kind of your hesitations with it. If you think you are going to do it, how would you go about it? Like, kind of, I just curious aspect of it.
I hesitate because I feel like I've like seen too many or read too many horror stories about how things could go sideways. And one thing I was worried about is if I put Malachi in there with Nova, is she going to kill him? I would be devastated, and so there's things like that makes me nervous, but I mean, I'm sure there's ways to go about it so that doesn't happen, but and I don't know, I just don't know yet if I want to do that or not, but if I do, I will definitely do maternal incubation. just because I feel like the mom knows what to do. She's going to know what to do. So, yeah, that's the way I'd go.
And with
I know that you have to have an incubator, huh?
I was gonna say with maternal, do you have to change anything husbandry wise, or how would somebody go about doing it?
Like I said, I don't do it. I've never bred, so I'm not sure, but from what I've seen, you need to have like a lay box, and you have to keep like the humidity a certain, everything kind of constant and stuff. But the mom also is able to regulate temperature coiled around them, So, yeah, I would, if I do it, I would definitely going to try the maternal incubation for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why. I guess because I'm here, it's just me. And I thought, if it's a big girl, I put Malachi in there with her and something went wrong, I'd have to get those two apart. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I don't know if I could do it by myself, but I guess I could. I don't know. Hopefully that wouldn't happen.
Is that a common thing for mates to reject them, or is it just variable?
I think that like you want to put the male in the females, never the female in the males, just different things you want to do it, I guess, when they're not in food mode, or anything like that. I don't know. I'm sure there are definite ways to do it for that not to happen. And I'm just being over dramatic because I'm just nervous about doing it. Yeah. I'm sure everything would be fine.
Yeah, I just didn't know too much about with them. Like I know with other species like Kahuas or something like that, you gotta be real careful. Sometimes with my leopard geckos, I also have to be really careful when I put the male in.
Really?
The female or vice versa. Because if she's not having it, they can hurt each other really badly.
Can they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. I mean, that's really just been my hesitation, honestly. The thought of establishing babies, that sounds fun to me. Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's aggravating, but I would take it on as a challenge because I take anything on like that I don't shy away from. I'm just like, okay, but here I go shying away from putting a male in there with her, but just because I feel like something could happen, and it's going to be up to me to rectify it if something bad happens. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it just shows you really, really care about the animals. I'm not saying that breeders don't, but you're really taking a lot into consideration, being very careful, because a lot of things can go wrong, especially with the chondro game, of course, and you see a lot of people getting into and going straight into breeding, which I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but there is a lot of things that it's much more to me, much more complicated, harder than the ball pythons.
Yeah.
Of course, things still go wrong with them, but less. I've just seen it less. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I love these animals. I mean, they're like they are my babies. I love them, so each one of them, it would be I would be devastated, if something happened to them, but yeah.
And some of that I feel like is, when you're dealing with animals, some bad things are going to happen, maybe because I'm a vet and I've just become accustomed to that and seeing bad things. That's why I probably annoy people. I'm like, sometimes it just happens. There's nothing you can do. It's out of control. I mean, I've just gotten used to that mentality, especially with medicine, because I'll do all I can, but if I just can't, some things you just can't control. So
right, and that is true. It's just I don't know. I would hate it if something happened because of something I initiated. I think that's it. Like if I put in there and something, happened, or Nova, whatever. I don't know. We'll see. I may breed one day. We just don't know.
I'll kind of interject here. Kayla Reptiles and Aquatics hasn't brought another super chat, so thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. Oh, it looks like I forgot the name of it, but a dragon. Ooh, I used to have one of those a long time ago. Whatever's in your logo there, Dragonette maybe is what it is. You'll have to remind me what that is. I've been out of salt water for some time, but very, very cool. So yeah, thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. A lot of people are active in the chat, so yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Yeah, you have a big support here. I think who was that? Michael Mahoros, I believe he was on the track very recently. So thanks for coming out, guys. If you guys have any questions, put it in the chat, and I'll pull it up for sure. So that's just like a little reminder. If you guys have any questions, I'm always kind of watching. I'll bring questions up. But yeah, everybody's just kind of chatting and saying hi to each other, and a lot of people in the chat. Cool. So you have a good support and community behind you. So that's awesome.
Awesome. I love them all.
What are some things you did to integrate yourself into the Conjure community? Was it just reaching out to people? Did you join Patreons or?
I just reached out to people. I just reached out, honestly. Yeah. I'm like, hey, hi. Think you can help me? I have a question. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I did it.
That's one way to go about it. I joined a lot of Patreon groups. I'm still in quite a bit. That's been probably the most helpful thing for me. Not on the conjure side, more leopard gecko and ball python. It's not so much the conjures yet, but yeah. So cool. That's been the best thing for me, I would say. Just I don't know, putting yourself out there, getting connected to people. That's how I've learned a lot. People put in the chat what they've seen on the baby's not doing well or something. You kind of just learn from other people.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
I might think about doing that.
Yeah. Trap Talk has a great picture.
That's right. That's right.
I'll put that little plug in too. No, it's been a great. There's a lot of different keepers, and that one's pretty conjure heavy, I would say. Like Carly's in there, West Coast Adrian's in there.
Right.
Quite a few other conjure Arboreal people. So
yeah, I'm gonna have to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Mm-hmm. Are you wanting to add any more species or current species that you have? Like, what's kind of the plan going forward with you?
Maybe we'd like to get another emerald at some point. Yeah, probably that would be my next. I don't know. I say that, and there'll be a conjure outlet. So that, I don't know. It's like if I'm getting ready to upgrade Solstice to his adult enclosure, so then I'll have an empty enclosure, and I can never have an empty enclosure.
No, we cannot.
Gotta be filled. Yes. So, yeah.
Okay. Singular emerald. Okay. Cool. Would you have a particular would you prefer like captive bred or import? Does that even really
captive bred? Yeah.
For sure,
and if I can talk Chris out of one of his at some point when I'm ready, that's where I'd like to get it from. Yeah.
Okay.
Hear that, Chris?
See if he
likes to hold on to him though. He holds on to him, which I don't blame him.
Yeah. Are those, because I don't really know much about that. Are they mostly locality, or are they just the one kind of species with
there's
them?
There's basins, and then there's northern emeralds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard of both those. Okay.
That's about all I know. I mean, I'm not super well versed on emeralds, but I know that they're pretty cool species, and I love boas too. They're just so cool and slow at everything they do, So yeah.
I don't know too much about them at all, really. Just like the regurging thing with them, I've heard here and there, but I don't know too much about it.
Yeah. I tell you one thing that I do different that probably a lot of I've seen in like the Facebook groups and stuff, and for the longest time I would crop my pictures not to show, but all of my PVC everything has a screen top. I buy the ones with the screen top because I really feel like airflow is, fresh air getting. I just can't imagine being in there without. And I understand they have vents, but I just all of mine do. And so does the Emerald. And if say it's not holding humidity, then I can manipulate the top with something, to put over it, cover half of it or whatever. But here in Florida, I don't have that problem. Now, this may not work for someone in, say, Michigan or
Missouri.
Yeah. No. So, I mean, that's what I say. It's like, do what works for you. This happens to work for me. So that's why I do it, and people are like going, oh my God, you're going to kill them. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, they're fine. They're doing good
here. Yeah, that's probably why you could do maternal incubation as well. Being in Florida, just the humidity would help that aspect. Like I'd be more hesitant to do it where I live, but yeah.
Yeah.
So let me take this super chat off. Yeah, I'll show some of the about at the hour mark, so I might play those little commercials real quick. And then I'll show some pictures that you sent me. So yeah, let me play these commercials real quick, and we'll come back. Take you.
Sorry for the interruption, folks, but a quick word from our sponsors. One of the things I love the most about the reptile world is reptile businesses that are family-oriented. I love the Rice Reptile family. Rice Reptiles have made quite the name for themselves over the last couple of years, rebranding themselves and also bringing amazing cutting-edge, front-of-the-line ball python projects that you must check out. Again, make sure you head over to their website, ricereptiles.net, Rice Family Reptiles on IG, to give them a follow, see what they have coming out. You can catch them vending at all major NARBC shows, Southeast Reptile Expo. A lot of great stuff coming from this family. So again, thank you so much, Billy, Don, over at Rice Reptiles. If you want to be organized, if you want to be cutting edge in the ball python game, then you don't want to miss this. Shout out to today's sponsor, and that's Clutch, #1 ball python organization app in the game. No better place to start off than by using this app. Clutch is an organization app that helps you organize all your ball python projects. It also helps your peers and your fellow community members look at what you possibly have coming for the upcoming ball python season, what you have currently available on MORPH Market. It's so awesome to be ahead of the game by using organization app like Clutch. Thank you so much, the entire Clutch team, amazing team over at Clutch. If I were you, I would head over to Clutch's Instagram account, and I would also head over to their website, try it out, see how it works for you. But especially if you're just now coming into this, before you build your reptile collection, I would do it organized, and I would do it with Clutch. Thank you, Clutch, for being so amazing. Excited to hear what Clutch has to bring in the near future. Cheers. One of the things I love about being a part of the reptile industry is all the learning, okay? Learning can be fun, and I can prove that to you. Thank you so much to today's sponsor, it's Gary Scavino over at GS Reptiles. I highly recommend you head over to his YouTube channel, follow all this man's content when it comes to learning about rare species of snakes you could be keeping in the hobby, and also just finding out how easy a lot of these rare species of snakes are to keep in general. So thank you so much, Gary Scavino of GS Reptiles. Again, head over to his YouTube channel. Also head over to his Instagram to be on top of all of his current work and be ready for a big year over at GS Reptiles. Thank you so much, Gary, for your ongoing support. I really appreciate it. Cheers. If you're in the ball python game, then you know one of the biggest buzzes going around the hobby as far as reptile shows go is the new Southeast Reptile Expo being thrown by Bob Vu and his crew. Thank you so much, Bob, for being a part of this year's sponsor on the Trap Talk Reptile Network. Very excited to collaborate with you. I'm excited to actually be heading over to Southeast Reptile Expo in February, and that's February 15th and 16th. You can catch me there. And there's also that show coming in September, so stay by for more announcements on that. Head over to Southeast Reptile Expo on Instagram and check out Atlanta's #1 reptile show, the newest up-and-coming, most exciting show around in the reptile hobby, and who else better to throw it than Bob Vu.
All right, and we're back. MG's done a great job. Great job with those commercials. I've liked them quite a bit. He's so nice and all dressed up. I'm really excited for Bob's show. I'll also be going there in a few weeks to represent the Trap Talk Network.
Nice.
We're the official network sponsor for that show. So yeah, really exciting.
Awesome. That is exciting.
Yeah. Let me check the chats here real quick. Make sure I'm not skipping any questions for you. I'll bring some of those pictures up. Yes. Yeah. He's feeding right now and listen.
He's got a lot of them. They're beautiful.
Aquatic maternal incubation is fascinating. I've seen some people do it with the ball pythons, and I think I've seen one picture of a chondro maternally incubating. It was really fascinating just seeing the babies go. The crazy picture.
So cool.
We got Tucker here too. Wanted to say hello.
Tuck.
And Michael too. What up, Lot Lizard? I think he's saying that to Tucker. It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny. All right, let me see if I can share my screen real quick. Yeah, I got it.
I take 1,000,002 pictures. I swear. I probably have 20,000 chondro pictures on my phone.
Yeah. So pull up. So who? You probably even said who. This one's Malachi.
That one's Malachi. He's the first one. Yeah. I love that guy. Yeah.
Was this your first one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Pretty guy. He's got a lot of white on him too, which is.
Yeah, these lights and their enclosures really kind of wash them out a little bit, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he's got a lot of yellow and he's got a lot of white. Yeah, he's cool.
It's very cool. Yeah. This one is super pretty. This one is I think Solstice. Okay.
Yes, that's the one I got from Trav. Trav produced that one.
I love all the blues and stuff. I'm really hoping it's
a he. It's a he.
Oh, he.
It's a she, and we've called it a she ever since she was born. And then, like, the last shed, she shed out plugs, and I'm like, no. I was like, I don't know why. I was thinking it was a girl this whole time, and he's a boy, and I keep calling it a she.
No.
Boy.
Did you want him to be a girl or?
No, I mean, it didn't matter. I just thought it was a girl. Just the whole time. I was thinking, that he behaved like one, and I was like, it's a girl. And then when he shut out these huge plugs, I was like, it's a boy. You don't know.
What age did he shut out the plugs?
He is, I would say he was 2 years old in December. And I would say he shed those out in November. Okay. So almost 2. Yeah. I was like, wow. Yeah. I just have no idea.
And any other shed before you didn't notice it, just at that shed?
It looked like a female to me.
Yeah, wow. So yeah.
Like a female, but then boom, it was like, oh, no, I'm a dude. You know?
Yeah, that's crazy that they're that old. And then this is Nova, I saw?
That's Nova, yeah. She's the one right over here. I don't know what she's doing. She's all stretched out. She's looking around for something. Yeah, that's Nova. That's the one that lived all those years in an Axoterra before I got her.
Oh, okay. And she did, you're talking backstage, you said she did perfectly well in the Axoterra, so that's interesting.
Yeah, apparently she was fine. She's good. And then I got her a PVC and moved my one of my Amazon tree boas into her old enclosure because I got her and the enclosure, it all came together. So yeah,
she's really pretty. I like all the blacks, the black fleck in there that looks like, to my eye, looks black, but
it is. Yeah, she's pretty dark.
Yeah, even some yellow still on the nose too.
Really she's got yellow, she's got blue, she's got black. Yeah, she's really gorgeous.
Pretty.
And
sweet. So what comes up? And this is I see that you got recently at the Daytona show, right? Dreamscape?
Yep. Dreamscape.
That's a pretty name, too. Look at all the white and stuff on there.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
I see why you decided to bring this one home.
Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm going to get him. So, yeah.
And how old is he?
I have no idea how old he is.
Yeah, okay.
I think the guy who had him before, it was an import. He imported in a bunch of Arboreals, so that's just one of the lots, one of the ones that he had. So I'm not sure how old he is. I don't know.
Hey, super pretty. I just love all the white.
Yeah, he's gorgeous.
This is the one I think you sent me for the thumbnail, correct?
Yeah, that's Nebula. Yeah.
This is a cranky one?
No, he's the Emerald. He's a sweetheart.
Oh, it's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So many to keep track of.
I know it. Like I said, my IG, I taking pictures of these guys all the time. Like I said, I work from home at night. I don't go anywhere. So I'm just like, I love photographing them. And of course, I got to share them. So
I love all the blues on here too. Is that like normal coloration? Like, will he lose this color?
I don't know. See, I have no idea. Chris would know better. I mean, that's a Chris question. I have no idea. Like he's my very first one. I have no clue if that stays or what happens.
Yeah, that's super pretty. That's my favorite color is blue. So I would hope it would stay, but
yeah, that would be cool.
That one and this one is True.
That's True. Yes, she's a female, and she is, like I said, like a diva. She's just like, her personality is just, she's not as she just wants to be left alone. Honestly, she'll look over at you like, what, what are you doing in here? You
can kind of tell that from the picture too. She just kind of pulled up there as looking at you like, what do you want?
Yeah, she's like she's a queen that sits up there and is like, hey, change my water and make it quick, Yeah.
Cool. I'll stop sharing. Yeah, I see why you take so many pictures of them. They're just gorgeous.
Thanks. Yeah, I do. I take way like more than I should. I'm constantly posting. I
mean, that's all that's in my photo collection are snakes. It's even I have a gecko as my my little screensaver. You could probably even see him here. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, how cute.
Yeah, just a big old smile. I had to put him as a picture. Cool. Yeah, a lot of people are commenting on they love the Nebula. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, Nebula.
The animal is as gorgeous as stunning.
Yes, he's a doll. He's really pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. I don't see any questions in the chat, so yeah, be afraid to put them in there. Some other questions I want to ask too. What's been like the most rewarding part of keeping these guys?
Just waking up and seeing these beautiful animals every day. I mean, that's the rewarding thing to me, is that I get to witness how this gorgeous, they're just beautiful. And I'm just makes me happy when I walk by. I'm like, oh, they're so beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, everybody needs beauty in their life, for sure.
Just like the green colors too. They just stand out, and then you have all the pixelation and stuff in them.
Oh yeah, they're gorgeous. Yeah, I love them. That's what I love.
Are you red or a yellow Neo person? Like which ones do you prefer?
I like them both. I mean, yellow, like Solstice was a yellow Neo. Gorgeous, baby. Gorgeous. I mean, I'm sure Nova was a red baby. I'm assuming that Nova was red. And I'm assuming that Malachi was too. But I like them both. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, yeah, I know there's like a team red or a team yellow.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I'll lean toward the team yellow, probably. Yeah.
There's a big. Yeah, if you guys haven't checked it out, Team Red versus Team Yellow, they did last week. MJ and from Texas Condors, a really, really great show. So if you haven't,
it was a good show.
Yeah, you watched it too? Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was really good.
Yeah, it's funny how they have. I mean, we have the same thing in the ball python world, like Ultramel versus Monarch. Everybody's always got to choose a side with something, so it's just part of it.
Right.
Aquatic Boost has a good question too. Which snake has your favorite personality?
Malachi. He's just funny. I mean, the snake is just a funny snake. He's like has this big party at night, and I'll come in the morning, lights come on, and he's just like sitting up there, slowly going back to his perch, like he's been out all night, all crazy, and he's torn up his enclosure. I'm like, what are you doing here, dude? Every night, he's like all over the place. So yeah, I like his personality. He's just a goofy, funny snake. I don't know.
That's funny. And then during the day, he's just pretty chill. So it's really just at night he's all over the place.
Yeah, just said. So sometimes, like, he'll start before lights go out. It's like he knows, his internal clock knows that it's gonna get dark here soon, so I better get on it. He's, but yeah, he's funny. I like his personality.
Yeah, it's so interesting how they have their own.
They really do.
I don't think people really realize that. It's something I've been just telling my family and friends and interacting with them that, yeah, they're like dogs and cats. They have their very own personality.
For sure.
Yeah. Do you do anything educationally for people, or are you just kind of?
I mean, like on a go and share them or something, or you mean do I talk to people? I'm constantly talking to people about them, constantly, and about any kind of snake or any, outside, like, telling people how beneficial they are to have and not be scared of them, constantly talking to people, and stuff like that. Yeah, I surely advocate for them.
Yeah, because I feel like with the condors, they have the most, or maybe the Amazons too, most myths about them. What are some of those? We talked a little bit with the aggressiveness, but are there any sort of myths that people
that they're super hard to take care of? Like, you gotta. Now I know emeralds kind of can be tricky. The emeralds nebula. I mean, I hear you got to keep their parameters perfect, and they're not as forgiving as chondros are when it comes to their temperature and humidity. I mean, I don't know. Repeat the question again. I go off on things. Would you say?
What? I'm forgetting what. Oh, what are like some of the common myths? I know. I was like, what the heck that? No, like mystery stuff. Myths that people know about them, and I was thinking about the next question I was asked too.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so another myth is that it's saying that they're hard to take care of. Like I said, if once you get their parameters correct, get them all dialed in, they are the easiest, and they're happy, and thrive. Once you get that dialed in, it's perfection. Maybe that they're super bitey and stuff. That's a myth, I think. I don't think they're super bitey at all. I think they're maybe scared. They'll be scared, or you startle them, then yes, they're going to strike out. And I tell people that all the time. They're like they don't have any arms and legs. What else are you going to have them do? That's all they can. That's all they can do is strike at you. If they're scared, that's what they're going to do to defend themselves. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of any other myths. I don't know. Spraying, like now, spraying, I don't know if that's a myth per se. I don't spray any of the chondros. I don't have to spray them here in Florida. Now that could be totally, that's here. Some other state that is drier, not as much humidity. I understand spraying if that's what you have to do to keep the humidity up. But I don't here. I don't even spray Nebula. And I have no problem with the humidity and stuff. So that's I don't know.
Pretty much it. This person this kind of relates to what you just said. Are they hard to hydrate? I don't know which species specifically, but
I'll tell you another thing that I do for them about hydration. Their feeders I inject with water. And so just makes me feel like, I watch them, they all drink out of their water bowls, and no problem. I've seen them all drink, but I just do that. I don't know. Maybe it was Travis who told me to do that. I don't remember who. I think it was Travis, but I've just done it. So it just kind of assures that they're getting some water in there too, some hydration.
Huh. Well, how much do you inject the rodent with?
However much you want. I mean, I don't make it some big giant blown up thing, but I'll just, inject it with some water. Yeah. Just a little bit of water.
I'll have to keep that in mind too.
Yeah.
Oh, very good question. Cool. Kind of wrapping things up here before we sign off for the night. Where do you see like the future maybe of chondro keeping going for, like more people getting in, or maybe people doing more visually appealing enclosures? Like, how do you see it kind of going in the future? Just want to keep it.
I think, I don't know how many. I mean, I guess it will grow. People will, see how, cool these animals are and how they're not that difficult to keep. I would think that enclosure wise, like I deck mine out, like the enclosures.
Yeah.
I'm not bioactive. Yeah, I just put all kinds of, I want them to feel safe in there, and I want them to have cover and stuff like that. Now for my substrate for those guys, I do use puppy pads, but everything else I have, like I have live pothos in all of their enclosures. I think that helps with humidity too. And they use it to shed. I'll see them go through there and, kind of shed and stuff. I don't know. Hopefully people would do more naturalistic enclosures for them. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen some really, really big ones, like real elaborate ones from people's private collections, and it just looks so gorgeous. Yeah.
I would love to do that. Nebula, I'm hoping to do whenever I get his, he goes to an adult size. I hope to do something really cool for his, like I want to make it just really cool in there for him.
One thing that always stuck with me too, when I was a kid, we go to the Indianapolis Zoo a lot, and they had like an Amazon portion or greenhouse that you would go to, and they would always have this. It was like just a wooden stick just hanging from the ceiling, and there would always be a green tree python, and there wasn't in a enclosure or anything. It would always just be hanging out in the middle of the.
I think they want to get to the highest. Yeah, they want to get to the highest point, I'm sure.
Yeah,
they always say if like a chondro gets out, you should look up. You're gonna find it because it's gonna be somewhere high.
High.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always remember as a kid, I was just fascinated because it wasn't an enclosure or anything like that. It was just free in the open air in this little greenhouse
That's so
area.
cool.
But yeah,
that's cool.
Very cool. I think that's kind of. Oh, what other? How have you quarantined? Like, what's your process with that? How long, and are they in a separate room or something?
They are in a separate room. It would be my bedroom. It's where I keep. It's a quarantine where that's where Dreamscape is currently. And I like to keep him in there. I'm probably going to keep him in there like 6 months.
Okay.
So I mean we may be coming up close to that. that or he may live in there forever. I don't know. I mean, but yeah, I usually like to keep them, and I usually do like 6 months in another room.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And then for like nido testing, do you do that periodically, or do you just do like the one time? Like, how does your process
For
with
one
that?
time, and I think you should. I think honestly, you're supposed to do it more times.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I just, but yeah, I guess, good practices, you should do it multiple times, but
Yeah. There's
I
been a
haven't.
little confusing with it too on, yes, testing multiple times, but they're not always shedding it if they've got it. So timing it is
Right.
really
Yeah.
difficult. I think
Yes.
during times of stress and maybe like periodically throughout the year, I guess, to do it maybe is how I've kind of thought about it. But a lot of people, again, do it differently. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like I guess too, yeah, during stress, like do it when you first bring them home, like if it's
yep, the
whatever,
shipping.
because they're already stressed from that. So yeah.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
Yeah.
Trying to think. I guess one last one. Do you have any cool herping stories in Florida or locations? That was the one I heard. So you said it in the beginning. I was like, I'm going to ask her about that just because I could potentially. I'm curious. I could potentially be moving here, but I also like hearing stories like that too. So
Yeah, no, oh God, I love herping. Like I said, I love herping Florida. It's so fun. I found an Eastern Diamondback just curled up, just sitting right off the trail. It was the coolest thing ever. It was like the highlight. And it was like up in, it's called Princess Pine, I think it's called. It's up near St. Like going toward north from here.
okay.
Oh gosh, I can't even think of the names, the places that we used to go. We could go all over the place, but it was so fun. I just love it. I miss that. That's one thing I miss. It's the only thing I miss about the dude, but is having a herping partner,
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. I would rather do that than go out to a nice dinner. Just take me herping, and I'm like happy,
Oh, that's
Yeah.
funny. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I haven't done it too much. I did as a kid, just I was from Indiana, and my dad and I would just go in the woods and find box turtles, and I'd keep them for a few days outside, and then I'd let them loose, and I'd catch tree frogs and stuff. I haven't really done that much. I'll do it when I'm here in Florida. Sometimes we'll go out and find the anoles or the red-headed agamas and try to catch those things. So it's still in me. I just don't travel much for it. I just walk around. I see them and try to get them.
Yeah, it's so fun. I love it. Plus, you get to see the beautiful nature. I'm all about all the beauty around me, and then you get to see all these cool, like fun snakes and cool stuff. I love it.
That's one thing I would like to do once I'm settled somewhere, is travel a little bit to these places where these animals are in the wild and just experience them at that point. I love Australia or even
yeah, that'd be nice.
South Africa safari. Yeah, that's always been on my bucket list to do.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Yeah, Indonesia I think would be cool. So cool. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
We'll kind of follow up with that. Was there anything I didn't ask that you wanted to talk about or anything like that? Nope.
You were perfect. You asked. I can't think of anything. The puppy's done really well. I'm really happy about that. She's still sleeping.
Yeah, I was thinking about that the whole time. I was like, I don't want that puppy to wake up. And yeah, I gotta get ready for this interview tomorrow. See how that goes. And
you're gonna kill it, man. It's gonna be great.
Hopefully, they texted me today, and they're like, "Are you ready for tomorrow? We're so excited to have you." So I'm like, "Oh, that makes me feel a little better that you texted me and made sure I made it safe and everything." So
that's awesome. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Awesome. Well, I had a great time talking with you tonight. Just hearing it from a keeper standpoint, we don't always have to breed. I think you get a lot of enjoyment just keeping them. There's still a lot to learn, even them from a keeping basis, and liked how we've had a lot of people here in the chats tonight. So you have a great community with you, and it's been really excited to see. So yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah. Well, thank you for having me. It was really fun.
Awesome. Appreciate that. Yay. No, I think it went super well. Yeah, a lot of people like your collection, and a really, really pretty and nice collection too. So I'm glad to see you. Excited to see what you add next. So
yeah. Me too. I don't know.
Oh, it'll be another emerald probably. So
yeah,
okay.
probably.
All right, I'll take you off the screen and backstage, and we'll finish it up.
Okay, bye.
All right, guys. Awesome. So thank you all for coming out. If you haven't already, go follow her, like you said, mainly on Instagram, skyviewlove, and catch all her collection, how she's doing, and she'll be growing that in the future and collecting more. So yeah, really excited to see how she goes from there. Really well respected in the hobby industry. I have a lot of you reached out, said, "Oh, we need to have Deedee on." So really excited to have her on. I think we'll definitely have. I know I'll definitely have her on. If she wants to in the future on like a panel discussion with a few other ladies. So that will be exciting. So with that, I'll see you guys next week. I'll have Husbandry on to talk about her work. So really excited for that. So same time. I'll be back home at that point. But if you guys have any questions or anything, just hit me up, and I'll see you next week. All right.